Life has a way of testing us. We all go through moments when it feels like the world is against us, when everything seems to fall apart. You've been there, haven't you? The challenges seem endless, and the weight of setbacks makes you wonder if it's worth pushing forward. But here's a truth that can change everything. The moment you decide not to quit, you've already begun your comeback. What you've been through doesn't define you. What matters is what you do next. It's not the obstacles you face that determine your future, it's how you respond to them. You can look at failure as the end or as the beginning. It's your choice. The road to success isn't always smooth, but it's those tough times that build the strength, the character, and the resilience you need to keep moving forward. In this video, I'm going to show you how to turn every setback into an opportunity. You'll learn how to shift your mindset, take action, and unlock a power within you that you didn't even know was there. It's time to stop seeing failure as a defeat and start seeing it as fuel for your success. The truth is, your greatest victories often come from your most difficult battles. Don't let your setbacks keep you down. Turn them into your greatest comebacks. This isn't just motivation, it's a game plan. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to take control of your life, how to get up when life knocks you down, and how to keep moving forward no matter what. Get ready to defy the odds. Your comeback starts now. Number 1, adversity is not the end, it's the beginning of your greatest growth. Adversity, the moment you hear that word, it brings back memories. Moments of struggle, moments of doubt, moments where you felt like nothing was going your way. And for most people, adversity feels like the end. It feels like the moment where everything stops, where dreams start to fade, where motivation starts to disappear. But let me tell you something. Adversity is not the end, it is the beginning. It is the moment where real growth starts. It is the moment where you get to decide whether you stay down or rise up stronger than ever before. Think about it. Every person you admire, every success story you've ever heard, every champion you've ever seen, they all had moments of struggle. They all had moments where life hit them harder than they thought they could handle. They had doors slammed in their faces. They had people tell them they weren't good enough. They had failures that made them question if they should even keep going. But what separated them from the rest, what made them different, it was their response to adversity. They didn't see it as the end. They saw it as the beginning of something greater, because that's what adversity does. It forces you to grow. It pushes you beyond your limits. It teaches you what you're really made of. See, when everything is easy, when life is going smoothly, there's no need to push yourself. There's no need to dig deep, no need to develop new skills, no need to find another level of strength. But the moment you face a real challenge, the moment life tests you, that's when you discover what you're truly capable of. And that's the moment where most people make a choice. They either let adversity break them or they let it build them. They either use it as an excuse to quit or they use it as fuel to rise. And that choice makes all the difference. Because adversity will come. Whether you like it or not, there's no escaping it. There's no avoiding it. It's part of life. But what happens next, that's up to you. Most people give up too soon. They hit a roadblock and assume it's a sign that they should stop. They face a failure and convince themselves they're not meant to succeed. But here's the truth. Adversity is not there to stop you. It's there to prepare you. It's there to show you what you need to improve. It's there to build the strength you'll need for the next level. Because every setback carries a lesson. Every struggle contains an opportunity. Every moment of pain is shaping you into something greater, if you're willing to see it that way. But the problem is most people don't. Most people see adversity as unfair. They see it as something that's happening to them instead of something that's happening for them. And that mindset, that's what keeps people stuck. That's what keeps people playing small. That's what makes people give up on their dreams too soon, because they think adversity is a stop sign. But in reality, it's a green light. It's pushing you to keep going, to keep growing, to keep moving forward. The truth is, your greatest growth will not come from comfort. It will not come from things being easy. It will come from the moments that test you, the moments that make you question everything, the moments that force you to look in the mirror and ask yourself, how bad do I really want this? Those are the moments where you grow. Those are the moments where you become stronger, wiser, and more capable than ever before. And if you're going through adversity right now, if you feel like the odds are stacked against you, if you feel like nothing is working, I want you to hear this. This is not the end for you. This is not the moment where you give up. This is the moment where you fight back. This is the moment where you prove to yourself just how strong you really are. Because the truth is, adversity is only permanent if you allow it to be. The situation you're in right now, it's temporary. The pain you're feeling, it won't last forever. But the strength you build from pushing through, that will stay with you for a lifetime. The greatest success stories in the world were written by people who refused to quit when things got hard. People who kept going when no one believed in them. People who faced rejection after rejection, failure after failure, setback after setback, but still found a way to keep pushing forward. And that same strength, that same resilience, it exists inside you. But you have to decide to use it. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is going to hand you success. Nobody is going to do the work for you. This is your journey. This is your fight. And the good news, you already have everything you need inside you to win. You just have to refuse to quit. You just have to keep moving forward, one step at a time, one day at a time, one decision at a time. Because at the end of the day, the only way you lose is if you stop trying. The only way adversity wins is if you let it. So don't let this be the moment where you give up. Let this be the moment where you rise. Let this be the moment where you look adversity in the face and say, you will not break me, you will make me. Because adversity is not the end, it's the beginning of your greatest growth. And if you're willing to embrace it, if you're willing to learn from it, if you're willing to use it, then nothing, absolutely nothing can stop you. Number 2, the comeback starts the moment you refuse to quit. Life has a way of testing us, doesn't it? It throws obstacles in our path. It gives us challenges that sometimes feel impossible to overcome. We all face moments when everything seems to be going wrong, when it feels like the world is against us. But here's the key truth. The moment you refuse to quit is the moment your comeback begins. That's when the story of your success starts to unfold. Not when everything is easy, but when you decide that you're not going to let anything stop you. Think about it for a moment. Every single person who's ever achieved anything great in this world has gone through struggles. There's no exception. They've faced setbacks. They've had people tell them they wouldn't make it. And they've hit points where they felt like quitting was the easiest option. But they didn't. They kept going. They made the decision that quitting wasn't an option. And that's what set them apart. The comeback doesn't start when you finally achieve success. It starts when you decide not to quit, when you make that decision in the pit of your struggles, when everything seems impossible. When you decide not to quit, something shifts inside you. It's like a light turning on. You suddenly see things from a different perspective. The pain, the disappointment, the failure, all of that no longer feels like a dead end. It becomes fuel. It becomes the very thing that drives you forward, even when it feels like you have nothing left to give. When you refuse to quit, you take control of your own narrative. You no longer let your circumstances define you. You choose to define yourself. It doesn't matter how many times you've fallen. It doesn't matter how many mistakes you've made or how many doors have been slammed in your face. The comeback starts the moment you refuse to quit. That's when you decide that your failures do not define you. They are just lessons. Every setback is an opportunity to learn and grow, to become better, stronger, and more determined than before. And the only way you lose is when you stop trying. When you give up, that's when the story ends. But when you keep going, when you refuse to quit no matter how hard it gets, you are writing a new chapter. You are building something stronger than success. You're building character. You're building resilience. You're becoming someone who knows how to fight, how to bounce back, how to turn adversity into power. And that's the person who achieves greatness. Here's the thing about life. It's not always going to go the way you want it to. There will be days when you feel like you're losing, when you feel like you've tried everything and it's still not working. Those are the days that matter the most, because it's in those moments of struggle that your comeback is truly starting to take shape. It's in those moments where you feel like you have nothing left to give that you find out what you're really made of. There's a certain strength that comes from pushing through the hard times. It's a strength that doesn't come from success, but from failure. It comes from knowing that you've been knocked down, but you've chosen to stand back up. You've chosen to keep moving, one step at a time, even when the road is tough. That's where real growth happens. So if you're in a tough place right now, if you feel like everything is falling apart, remember this: your comeback is starting right now. The moment you decide not to quit, the moment you refuse to give up, you are on the path to something great. It might not be easy. In fact, it's going to take a lot of hard work, but that's where the magic happens. The journey of a comeback isn't about avoiding struggle. It's about embracing it, learning from it, and using it to fuel your next move. You've probably heard people talk about overnight success, but let me tell you, that doesn't exist. What you see as success is the result of countless moments where someone refused to quit. It's the result of those days when they didn't feel like getting out of bed, but they did anyway. It's the result of the times when they faced rejection after rejection, but they kept pushing forward. Success doesn't happen in the easy moments. It happens in the moments when you decide to keep going, even when everything tells you to stop. I'm sure there have been times when you've felt like quitting. We all have those moments. But here's something powerful to think about. The only way to fail is to quit. As long as you keep going, you're winning. As long as you refuse to quit, you are on the path to success. It might not be clear right now. It might not feel like you're getting closer, but every step you take, every time you refuse to give up, is another step toward your comeback. The people who succeed, the ones who make it, they don't have some magic formula. They don't have special skills that make things easier. What they have is perseverance. What they have is the ability to keep moving forward when most people would have given up. They know that setbacks don't mean the end. They just mean it's time to work harder, smarter, and with more focus. So if you're struggling, if you're feeling like giving up, just remember this: your comeback starts the moment you decide you're not going to quit. The minute you refuse to let your failures define you, the minute you choose to rise from the ground, that's when the magic begins. It's not about how many times you've been knocked down, it's about how many times you get back up. And when you get back up, you're stronger, wiser, and more determined than ever before. Every time you rise after a fall, you are writing your comeback story. And let me tell you, the best stories, the ones that people remember, are the ones where the hero refuses to quit, no matter what. Your comeback starts now. It starts with the choice to keep going even when it's hard. It starts with the decision to push through the tough times. And it starts with the belief that no matter how many times life knocks you down, you have the strength, the resilience, and the will to rise again. So get up, keep going. Your comeback is waiting, and it's going to be one for the books. Number 3, every setback is a redirection. Look for the new path. Life doesn't always go the way we expect it to. In fact, it rarely does. No matter how carefully we plan or how hard we work, there will always be moments when things fall apart. But here's the truth. Those moments of failure, disappointment, and struggle, they aren't the end of the road. In fact, they're often the beginning of something even better. Every setback, every obstacle is simply a redirection, a sign that there's a new path waiting for you to discover. You see, when things go wrong, it's easy to get discouraged. It's easy to feel like the world is against you and that maybe you're not cut out for the journey you're on. It's natural to feel frustrated when things don't go according to plan. But what if I told you that those setbacks are actually guiding you towards something greater? That the challenges you face today might just be preparing you for the success you're meant to achieve tomorrow. It's easy to get stuck in the idea that failure is a dead end. We live in a world where instant success is often glorified, where we're conditioned to believe that if things don't work out the first time, it's a reflection of our abilities. But the truth is, most success stories are filled with setbacks, obstacles, and failures that were necessary for growth. These aren't mistakes. They're learning experiences. They're the universe's way of showing you that you might be on the wrong path, or that you need to adjust your approach, or simply that the timing isn't right yet. But the key is to not let those setbacks discourage you. Instead of seeing them as failures, you need to start seeing them as opportunities for redirection. Life is constantly guiding you, even when you don't realize it. When things don't go the way you thought they would, it's not a sign that you're not good enough or that you're not capable. It's a sign that there's something better ahead. It's a sign that you're being directed toward the right path, the one that's truly meant for you. Think about it. How many times have you tried something and it didn't work out? Maybe it was a job you thought was perfect for you, a relationship that seemed like it would last forever, or a project that you poured your heart and soul into, only to see it fall apart. In those moments, it's easy to feel defeated. But what if, instead of looking at those moments as failures, you looked at them as opportunities for growth? What if you started asking yourself, what is this setback trying to teach me? Or how is this redirection guiding me to something better? It's all about mindset. When you change the way you view setbacks, you begin to see them as stepping stones. Instead of feeling stuck, you start looking for the lesson. Instead of getting frustrated, you start thinking about the new opportunities that are opening up to you. Every time you face a setback, you're being given a chance to adjust your course, to fine-tune your approach, and to grow in ways you never could have if everything had gone smoothly. The truth is, there's no such thing as failure unless you stop trying. Every setback, no matter how painful it might be in the moment, is a chance to learn, adapt, and move forward with more wisdom. The most successful people in the world didn't get to where they are by never failing. They got there because they refused to give up when things didn't go as planned. They kept moving, kept learning, and kept growing. And that's exactly what you need to do too. When you're faced with a setback, instead of asking, why did this happen to me? Start asking, what can I learn from this? When you shift your mindset, the setback stops feeling like a roadblock and starts feeling like a detour. It's a sign that you're on the right track, but there's a better route, a faster route, or a more fulfilling route waiting for you. And once you start looking at setbacks this way, they don't feel as defeating. In fact, they can become exciting. You might be wondering, how do I know which direction to go when I'm facing a setback? The truth is, the answer isn't always immediately clear, but trust that by being open to the process and learning from every setback, the right path will become evident. When you continue to push forward, when you continue to put one foot in front of the other, the pieces will start to fall into place. Sometimes the best opportunities show up when you least expect them, and they often come disguised as a setback. Think about the times in your life when things didn't go as planned. Now, looking back, you can probably see how those setbacks led you to something better. Maybe it was a job that didn't work out, but it pushed you to start your own business. Maybe it was a relationship that ended, but it gave you the space to discover who you really are and what you truly want in life. Setbacks, when viewed through the right lens, become stepping stones to something bigger and better than what you initially envisioned. Now, I'm not saying that setbacks don't hurt. They do. They can be frustrating, heartbreaking, and sometimes downright exhausting. But what I am saying is that they are not the end. They are not the final chapter of your story. They are just a redirection. A reminder that your path may need to shift, but it's not over. You are being guided towards something greater, and every time you face a setback, you are becoming stronger, more resilient, and more capable of handling the next challenge that comes your way. The key is to keep going. Even when things aren't going the way you planned, keep moving forward. Keep searching for the lessons. Keep looking for the opportunities that are hidden in the setback. Every time you face a challenge and continue moving forward, you become more equipped to handle whatever comes next. The setbacks you experience today are the lessons you'll use to fuel your success tomorrow. The next time you face a setback, remember, it's not a dead end. It's just a redirection. Look for the new path. It's there, waiting for you, ready to lead you to your next great adventure. Keep going, keep learning, and keep growing. Every setback is just a sign that something better is on the horizon. Keep your head up, keep moving forward, and trust that every redirection is leading you exactly where you need to be. The journey isn't always going to be smooth, but it's always going to be worth it. Number 4, your potential is greater than your problems. Act like it. When life throws challenges your way, it's easy to get caught up in the difficulty of it all. The problems seem too big, too overwhelming, and the obstacles feel impossible to overcome. You start to think that maybe this is it, that this is as far as you can go. But I'm here to tell you that your potential is far greater than any problem you'll ever face. It's time you started acting like it. We all face struggles, big and small, and sometimes those struggles can cloud our vision. It's hard to see beyond the immediate storm when you're stuck in the middle of it. But what if you could take a step back, gain a new perspective, and realize just how much power you really have? You're not limited by the problems you face. You're only limited by the way you respond to them. And the moment you shift your mindset, that's the moment everything starts to change. Think about it. What if you stopped seeing your problems as roadblocks and started seeing them as opportunities to tap into your true potential? The truth is, the problems you're facing right now aren't as important as your ability to overcome them. They're not the things that define you. Your ability to rise above them, to persist, to push through, that is what defines you. Your potential isn't tied to the challenges you face. It's tied to your ability to meet those challenges head on and conquer them. When you face a problem, it can feel like it's the biggest thing in your life. It can feel like it's consuming all your energy, all your focus, and all your attention. But here's the truth you need to embrace. The problem is temporary. The solution, the strength, the growth you gain from overcoming it, that is permanent, and it's within you. Your potential is far greater than any temporary setback or challenge that might come your way. The key is to act like it. Too many people let their problems define their actions. They let their challenges dictate how they move through life. They become passive, reactive, and sometimes even defeated before they've even started. But you're different. You have the power to decide how you respond to life's challenges. You have the ability to choose action over fear, persistence over doubt, and determination over resignation. The first step in unleashing your true potential is acknowledging that it's there. You have so much more inside of you than you give yourself credit for. You are capable of achieving greatness, no matter what problems you face along the way. But in order to reach that greatness, you've got to stop doubting yourself. You've got to stop holding back because of fear or uncertainty. You've got to start believing, not just in your dreams, but in your own ability to turn those dreams into reality. Think about the people you admire most, those who've achieved incredible things, who've overcome challenges you can't even imagine. The one thing they all have in common is this: they never let their problems dictate their potential. They didn't let setbacks or obstacles convince them to quit. Instead, they used every challenge as fuel to drive them further, to push them harder, and to get closer to their goals. They acted as if their potential was greater than any problem they faced. And that's exactly how they succeeded. Now, I'm not saying it's going to be easy. Life isn't always fair, and things don't always go according to plan. But the truth is, the world doesn't care about your problems. No one is going to come and solve them for you. The only way to get through them is by embracing the power you already have inside of you. The only way to change your situation is by changing the way you approach it. And once you realize that your potential is greater than any challenge, there's nothing that can stand in your way. You might be thinking, that sounds great, but I'm not sure I have what it takes to overcome my problems. I get it. I really do. It's easy to feel small when you're facing a big obstacle. But here's the thing. You don't have to have it all figured out right now. You don't have to know exactly how things will turn out. You just need to believe that you are capable of handling whatever comes your way. You need to trust that you've got what it takes to rise above any situation and to use it to grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Every time you face a problem and you choose to keep going, you're proving to yourself that your potential is greater than any obstacle. You're showing yourself that you don't need to shrink back or be intimidated by the challenges you face. You've got the power to overcome them. And with each victory, you'll be reminded of just how much you're capable of. This is how you start to build momentum. This is how you start to turn your potential into results. When life gets tough, it's important to remember that you don't have to fight alone. Surround yourself with people who believe in you, who lift you up, and who challenge you to be your best. But most importantly, make sure you believe in yourself. Your potential is inside of you, waiting to be unlocked. Don't let your problems make you forget that you've got everything you need within you to rise above any challenge. It all comes down to your mindset. When you start acting like your potential is greater than your problem, something amazing happens. You stop being passive. You stop waiting for things to change. You start taking action. You start seeking solutions instead of focusing on the problems. You become unstoppable because you know that no matter what comes your way, you have the ability to handle it and rise above it. So the next time you face a challenge, remember this. Your potential is greater than any problem you will ever encounter. The moment you start acting like that truth, you'll start seeing things differently. You'll start seeing every challenge as an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to become better. Your problems don't define you, your potential does. And it's time to start living like you truly believe that. Number 5, Success is on the other side of discipline and action. Success is not a mystery. It's not some far-off, unreachable destination that only a few lucky people can ever hope to attain. Success is right there within your reach every single day. The only thing standing between where you are now and where you want to be is one simple thing: discipline. Success isn't found in the dream you dream at night. It's not in the goals you write down and forget about. It's in the action you take and the discipline you maintain to keep pushing forward, even when you don't feel like it. You can't just hope for success. You can't just wish it into existence. It requires hard work, consistency, and a level of discipline that many people are unwilling to commit to. But here's the thing you need to understand. If you want to achieve something significant, you have to act like someone who's already on the path to success, and that means making daily choices that push you closer to your goals, even when the path is tough, even when it feels like you're getting nowhere. Because let me tell you something, if you stay disciplined and keep moving, progress is happening even when you can't see it. Think about any successful person you know. Maybe it's someone you admire, someone who's reached heights you can only dream of. Now think about how they got there. Was it luck? Was it some magical moment that made everything fall into place? Absolutely not. It was discipline. It was a commitment to doing the work day in and day out, even when it wasn't easy. And that's what it takes for you to reach your goals too. Success is on the other side of that discipline. It's in the grit, the effort, and the determination you put in when no one is watching. One of the most common mistakes people make is thinking that success will happen because of a single big decision. They think that if they just make the right move, everything will fall into place. But the truth is, success isn't about one big decision. It's about all the small, consistent decisions you make every single day. It's the 10 minutes you spend reading every morning, the hour you spend working on your goals instead of watching TV, the healthy meals you choose to eat, when you're tempted to take the easy way out. Those are the things that add up over time. Those are the actions that shape your future. Discipline is not a one-time thing. It's not something you can just do when you feel like it. Discipline is about showing up, even when you don't feel like it. It's about pushing through the resistance, especially when it feels like the world is against you. It's about sticking to your commitments, even when things get hard. And here's the secret most people don't realize. The hard things are the things that will get you to the top. It's the moments when you want to give up but choose to keep going that shape who you are and determine where you'll end up. Action is just as important as discipline. Without action, all the plans in the world are meaningless. You can set goals, create visions, and write down all your dreams, but if you don't take action, none of it matters. It's the small steps you take every day that build momentum. It's the decisions you make to move forward even when it's hard. And let me be clear, taking action doesn't mean doing everything perfectly. It doesn't mean you have to have everything figured out. It just means you're moving in the right direction. Even the smallest steps forward are progress. When you combine discipline with action, that's when things start to change. That's when success becomes inevitable. It's no longer about hoping for a miracle. It's about consistently showing up, doing the work, and trusting that those efforts will pay off over time. You won't always see immediate results. You won't always get recognition right away. But if you stick with it, if you keep taking disciplined action every day, you will get closer to your goals than you ever thought possible. Now, I know this might sound overwhelming. It's easy to get caught up in the idea of success being some far-off dream, but I want you to understand that you're already closer than you think. The only thing standing in your way is your willingness to act and stay disciplined. The secret to success is simple. Show up, do the work, and don't stop. It's the people who stay committed to the process, even when it gets tough, who eventually reach their goals. And you can be one of those people. Think about how powerful you could be if you were disciplined in every area of your life. What if you didn't let distractions pull you away from your goals? What if you treated your time like the precious resource it is and used it wisely? Success isn't about having more hours in the day. It's about making the most of the hours you have. It's about being intentional with your time and putting in the effort, no matter how small the step, day after day. The journey to success might not always be easy. In fact, it will probably be harder than you expect. But the people who succeed aren't the ones who avoid challenges, they're the ones who face them head on. They're the ones who stay disciplined, who keep taking action, and who never give up no matter how tough things get. If you want to be successful, you've got to stop waiting for the perfect moment. You've got to start acting now, even when it feels hard. Success doesn't care about your circumstances. It doesn't care about the challenges you face. What success cares about is how badly you want it. It cares about your willingness to commit to the process, to do the work even when you don't feel like it. And the best part is, success is available to anyone who's willing to put in the work. It's not reserved for a select few. It's available to anyone who's willing to be disciplined and take action. You've got everything it takes to succeed. It's all inside you right now. You've just got to commit to showing up every day, to putting in the work, and to believing that every step you take is bringing you closer to your goals. Success isn't an accident. It's a result of your discipline, your action, and your commitment to the process. And that's something you can control. Number 6, you can't change the past, but you can control what happens next. The past is behind you. It's gone. What's done is done. We can't go back and change it. The mistakes we've made, the missteps, the things we wish we'd done differently, they're all in the past. It's easy to get caught up in regret, to think about the opportunities you missed or the times you failed. But here's the truth. There is nothing you can do about the past anymore. You can't go back and fix it. You can't change what's already been done. But there's something you can do. You can control what happens next. You can shape your future. Too many people spend their lives stuck in the past. They replay their mistakes over and over in their heads, wishing they could go back and do things differently. They beat themselves up for every wrong turn they took, every failure they experienced. But what if I told you that the more you dwell on the past, the less control you have over your future? The more time you spend focusing on what went wrong, the less energy you have to create what could go right. You are not defined by your past. Your past doesn't get to control your future unless you allow it. The choices you make today in this moment are what will shape the future. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that your past defines you, that your previous mistakes will determine what you can achieve. But you have the power to rewrite your story. You have the power to decide who you want to be, regardless of what has happened before. When you focus on the past, you're taking yourself out of the present moment. You're letting the mistakes of yesterday cloud your vision of tomorrow. But what if you shifted your focus? What if you stopped looking back and started looking forward? What if you stopped blaming your past for your current situation and started taking responsibility for what happens next? The most powerful thing you can do right now is to make a decision to move forward. Stop letting the past dictate your future. Stop letting the failures and the missed opportunities hold you back from creating a life you truly want. The truth is, you are capable of so much more than you think. But you have to believe that your future is worth fighting for. You have to believe that your story isn't over and that the best chapters are yet to be written. Think about where you want to go. What do you want to achieve? What kind of person do you want to be? Those are the things that matter. What happened before doesn't define your future. The choices you make today, the actions you take today, are what will lead you to where you want to be. And here's the thing, you don't have to have it all figured out right now. You don't need to have every step planned out perfectly, but you do need to take action. You do need to start moving forward. You can't wait for the perfect moment, because that moment may never come. The only moment you have is right now. It's easy to get stuck in a cycle of regret and frustration. It's easy to say, if only I had done this differently, or if only I had taken that opportunity. But living in regret only keeps you stuck. It keeps you from moving forward. You can't change the past, but you can change the way you respond to it. You can change your mindset. You can choose to stop letting the mistakes of yesterday hold you back from building a better tomorrow. When you stop living in the past, you take back control of your life. You stop being a victim of your circumstances and start becoming the creator of your future. That's powerful. That's the key to moving forward. You don't have to carry the weight of your past around with you. It doesn't have to be your burden to bear forever. What happened, happened, but now you get to decide what happens next. Here's the thing, nobody is perfect. We all have our struggles, we all have our pasts that we wish were different. But it's how we respond to those struggles that truly matters. It's how we choose to move forward that defines us. You can't change what happened, but you can decide how it affects you moving forward. You can choose to learn from your mistakes and grow stronger. You can choose to let go of regret and embrace the power of moving forward. Don't let your past hold you back from becoming who you were meant to be. Don't let it limit your potential. Don't let it define what's possible for you. The future is waiting for you. The possibilities are endless, but you have to be willing to let go of the past and step into the future with confidence. You have to be willing to take ownership of your life and your choices. I know it's not easy. I know it can feel like the past is always there, lingering in the back of your mind. But every day is a new opportunity. Every day is a chance to start fresh. It's a chance to make new choices, to take new actions, and to create a new future for yourself. You don't have to keep living in the past. You can choose to create a new reality for yourself, one step at a time. It's not about forgetting the past. It's about not letting it control your present or your future. The reality is, you're never going to get everything right. You're going to face challenges. You're going to make mistakes. But that's all part of the process. That's how you grow. That's how you learn. You have the power to choose how you respond to those challenges. You have the power to choose to move forward no matter what. And when you do, you'll find that your life begins to change. You'll find that the past no longer has a hold over you. You'll find that you have the strength and the resilience to overcome anything that comes your way. You'll find that you can build a future that's even better than you ever imagined. Because the truth is, the past is just that. The past, it's gone. But the future is all yours, and it starts now. So let go of what's behind you. Let go of the regrets, the mistakes, and the what-ifs, and take control of what happens next. The choice is yours. The power is in your hands. You can't change the past, but you can shape your future, and that's what matters most. Number 7, rejection, failure, and loss are not the end. They're part of the process. Rejection, failure, and loss, they are part of every journey, and yet so many people see them as the end of the road, as if everything they've worked for is suddenly over. But here's the truth. They are not the end. They're simply part of the process. If you've faced rejection, experienced failure, or dealt with loss, you are not alone. Every successful person you admire has been through the same struggles. The key is how you respond to them, how you move forward when life knocks you down. Rejection stings. It's one of the hardest things to deal with. Whether it's a job opportunity you didn't get, a relationship that didn't work out, or an idea that was shot down, rejection feels like a personal attack. It makes you question your worth, your abilities, your future. But here's something I want you to understand. Rejection is not a reflection of who you are, it's simply a redirection. It's life's way of telling you that you're not meant to go down that particular path. And that's okay. In fact, it's more than okay. It's necessary. Think about all the successful people you know, or maybe just the ones you look up to. Do you think they've gotten everything they wanted on the first try? Do you think they've never faced rejection? No, they've faced it, and they've learned from it. They've used it as fuel to keep going, to keep striving for what they really want. Rejection is not the end. It's simply an indication that you're pushing yourself outside your comfort zone. If you're not being rejected, then maybe you're not taking enough risks. Maybe you're playing it safe. And playing it safe is not the route to success. Failure is another tough one. The word alone can bring up all kinds of negative emotions. Failure feels like a complete defeat. It feels like the work you put in, the effort, the sacrifice, all of it was for nothing. But again, that's not the case. Failure is not something to fear. It's something to embrace. It's not the end of the road, it's part of the journey. When you fail, you learn. When you fail, you grow. Failure teaches you lessons that success never could. It teaches you resilience, patience, and the importance of persistence. One of the biggest mistakes people make is seeing failure as something permanent, something that defines them. But failure is not permanent. It's not who you are. It's simply an event, a moment in time. It's the courage to get back up after you fall that defines who you are. The people who succeed are the ones who keep moving forward, even after they've failed. They don't let failure stop them. They don't let it hold them back. They use it as a stepping stone, a building block to get closer to their goal. And then there's loss. Loss is perhaps the most painful of all. It could be the loss of a loved one, the loss of an opportunity, or the loss of something you've worked so hard for. Loss is something that cuts deep. It makes you feel like something has been taken from you that can never be replaced. But here's what I want you to understand. Loss is not the end either. It's a part of life. It's a part of growth. As painful as it may be, loss has a way of making room for something new, something better. It opens up space for new opportunities, new people, and new experiences that you wouldn't have been able to embrace if you were still holding on to the past. Rejection, failure, and loss. These are not the things that define you. What defines you is how you respond to them. Do you let them break you, or do you use them as lessons to move forward? Do you let them keep you stuck, or do you rise above them and keep going? You see, the road to success is never a straight line. It's full of twists and turns, ups and downs. There are going to be moments when you feel like giving up, when you feel like you've been knocked down too many times. But the key is to keep going. The key is to keep putting one foot in front of the other, no matter how many times you fall. Every time you face rejection, it's a chance to learn more about yourself. It's a chance to find new ways to approach your goals. Every time you fail, it's an opportunity to do better, to be better. Every time you experience loss, it's a chance to rebuild, to reinvent yourself, and to come back stronger than before. The most successful people in the world didn't get there by avoiding rejection, failure, and loss. They got there by embracing them. They understood that these experiences were not setbacks, but setups for something greater. Think about this for a moment. If everything were easy, if everything came easily to you, would you truly appreciate it? Would you value the success you've achieved if you hadn't had to fight for it? Would you cherish the relationships you've built if you hadn't gone through the struggles? It's through the hard times that you find your true strength. It's through the challenges that you discover what you're really made of. It's through the tough times that you develop the resilience you need to handle anything life throws at you. If you're feeling rejected right now, don't see it as the end, see it as an opportunity to grow. If you've failed at something, don't let that failure define you. Let it fuel you to try again, to push harder, to do better. If you've experienced loss, don't let it break you. Let it teach you the importance of moving forward, of embracing new beginnings. Rejection, failure, and loss are not the end of your story. They are simply part of your journey. And it's how you respond to them that will determine the outcome. You're not defined by what's happened in the past, you're defined by what you do next. So don't let rejection stop you. Don't let failure keep you down. Don't let loss hold you back. Stand up, keep going. Every setback is a setup for a comeback. Every time you face rejection, failure, or loss, you're one step closer to success. Keep moving forward and know that you have everything it takes to turn these obstacles into opportunities. When you refuse to give up, when you keep moving forward despite the setbacks, you become unstoppable. When you embrace rejection, failure, and loss as part of the process, you open yourself up to a world of endless possibilities. So no matter where you are right now, no matter what you've faced or what you've lost, remember this, it's not the end, it's just the beginning. Keep going, because success is waiting for you on the other side of every rejection, every failure, and every loss. Number 8, get up one more time. That's the difference between winners and quitters. Life will knock you down. It's not a matter of if it will happen, but when it will happen. At some point, we all face moments when we feel like we've had enough. The obstacles feel too big. The challenges feel too overwhelming, and the weight of it all feels like it's crushing us. In these moments, it's easy to think about quitting. It's easy to entertain the idea that maybe, just maybe, it's not worth it. But here's what I want you to understand. The true difference between winners and quitters isn't success or failure. It's about getting up just one more time when you feel like you can't. That's the difference. The winners, the ones who rise to the top, are not the ones who have never been knocked down. Far from it. In fact, most of them have faced far more failure and adversity than you could ever imagine. The key is that they didn't let those setbacks stop them. When they fell, they got back up. When they stumbled, they found their feet again. When life gave them a reason to quit, they found a reason to keep going. That one more time, the moment when you refuse to stay down, when you refuse to quit, that's the game changer. That's the difference between winning and giving up. I know it's hard. I know it feels like you've been fighting for so long, and every time you think you're making progress, something happens to set you back. It's frustrating. It feels unfair. You wonder why it's taking so long, why it feels like the road is never ending. But here's the truth. That frustration is part of the journey. It's a sign that you're on the right path. Because if you're feeling frustrated, it means you care. It means you're committed to your goals. And that frustration, when used the right way, can fuel your determination to get up one more time. There's something powerful about persistence. It's not always the most talented people who succeed, and it's not always the smartest or the strongest who make it to the finish line. It's the ones who refuse to give up. Success is not a straight line. It's not about reaching a point and saying, I've made it. It's about continuous growth, about constantly pushing through the challenges, and about getting back up every time you're knocked down. The winner's mindset is this: I will keep going. No matter how many times I fall, I will get up one more time. That's all I need. Think about it. The world is full of people who start something and quit halfway through. They start a project, a business, a fitness routine, and then something gets in their way. It might be a challenge, a mistake, or just the weight of it all. And instead of pushing through it, they stop, they quit, they give up. And in that moment, their dreams, their potential, and their future end. But what if instead of quitting, they decided to get up just one more time? What if instead of giving in to the setback, they pressed on and kept going? What would happen if they didn't give up when it got tough, but instead found the strength to keep going? The difference between winners and quitters is that winners don't quit. They may feel like quitting, they may question if it's worth it, but they refuse to stop. They understand that success doesn't come from giving up. It comes from persistence. It comes from getting up one more time. Because in the end, it's not the setbacks that define you, it's the way you respond to them. It's the way you keep moving forward, even when you don't feel like it. But let's be real, it's not always easy. There will be times when you feel like everything is falling apart. There will be moments when you're exhausted, when you feel like you have nothing left to give. But that's when you need to dig deep. That's when you need to remind yourself why you started in the first place. That's when you need to take a breath, reset, and get up one more time. And when you do, you'll find something amazing happens. You'll find that every time you get up, you become a little bit stronger. Every time you get up, you learn something new about yourself. You become more resilient, more determined, more capable. You start to realize that setbacks aren't the end of the world. They're simply part of the process. And the more you go through, the more you grow. The more you get up, the more powerful you become. Let me tell you something. You don't need to be perfect to succeed. You don't need to have all the answers or have everything figured out. What you need is the willingness to keep going. The willingness to get up just one more time, even when it feels impossible. That's the secret to success. It's not about never falling. It's about always getting back up. I want you to remember this. You are stronger than you think. You have the power within you to overcome anything that comes your way. It doesn't matter how many times you fall, how many times you get knocked down. What matters is how many times you rise. Every time you get up, you become more unstoppable. Every time you keep going, you prove to yourself that you're capable of more than you ever thought possible. So the next time you're feeling defeated, when the world feels like it's against you, when you feel like quitting is the only option, remember this: the winners aren't the ones who never fall. The winners are the ones who get up one more time. And as long as you keep getting up, you will keep moving forward. You will keep progressing. You will get closer to your goals, and eventually you will succeed. So no matter what life throws your way, no matter how many times you fall, keep getting up one more time. That's all it takes. Keep pushing, keep fighting, and keep moving forward. Because the only way you can truly fail is by quitting. And as long as you refuse to quit, you are a winner. So get up, keep going, and make your comeback stronger than ever before. You've got this. Keep going. Number 9, what broke you yesterday can become what drives you today. The pain you feel, the moments when life has hit you hardest can be transformed. The things that brought you to your knees yesterday, the times you thought you'd never make it through, Those experiences don't have to define you in a negative way. In fact, they can become your greatest source of strength, your driving force, your fuel. Because what broke you yesterday can become what drives you today. I want you to think for a moment about the hardest times in your life. The moments when you felt the most vulnerable, when it seemed like everything was falling apart. Maybe it was the loss of a job, the end of a relationship, or an unexpected failure. Maybe it was a setback in your health, or a disappointment that felt like it crushed your spirit. Whatever it was painful. And for a while, it probably felt like that pain would never go away. But here's the thing, that pain doesn't have to be the end of your story. In fact, it can be the beginning of something far greater than you ever imagined. There's something powerful about using the weight of your struggles as fuel to propel you forward. It might seem like it would be impossible to turn pain into something positive, but the reality is that many of the greatest successes in life come from the hardest battles. Some of the most resilient, determined, and successful people are the ones who have faced the toughest challenges. They've been knocked down, hit hard, and broken apart, but instead of staying down, they use that pain to build something new, something better. When you've been through hell, you develop a resilience that those who've never faced hardship can't understand. You begin to realize that you are capable of so much more than you ever thought possible. The pain that once seemed unbearable becomes a reminder of how strong you are. Every time you face a setback, you get a little stronger. Every time you push through the difficult moments, you build more grit, more determination, and more strength. But here's the key, you have to make a choice. You have to choose to let that pain become your power. You have to choose to use what broke you as the fuel for what will make you unstoppable. It's easy to get lost in the past, to dwell on the mistakes and the failures. It's easy to let the things that hurt you define your future. When you shift your mindset, when you decide that the pain will not be your anchor but your wings, that's when everything changes. Imagine for a second if the things that hurt you the most were the very things that pushed you to be your best. Imagine that the failures, the disappointments, the losses, they didn't defeat you. Instead, they taught you lessons that you carry with you today. What would happen if you used those lessons to take massive action? What if you used the struggles and setbacks to fuel your fire and propel you toward your biggest goals? You have to realize that every setback, every time you fall, is an opportunity for growth. Life is full of ups and downs, and the key to success isn't avoiding the downs. It's learning how to turn them into stepping stones. When something breaks you, instead of allowing it to keep you down, use it to fuel your next step forward. Use the lessons you've learned from those tough times to become a better version of yourself. You've probably heard it before. The road to success is never a straight line. It's filled with bumps, twists, turns, and detours. But it's in those bumps and detours where the magic happens. The tough times, the moments of adversity, they mold you. They help you grow, not just in skills and knowledge, but in character. You learn what you're really made of when you're faced with a challenge and you push through it. And that's the beauty of it all. You can take the pain of yesterday, the things that made you feel like you were broken, and turn them into the fuel that powers your future. I want you to understand that your pain doesn't define you unless you let it. Your struggles don't have to control your life unless you allow them to. You are in control. You get to decide how you respond to the tough times. You can choose to stay stuck, to let the pain defeat you, or you can choose to rise above it, to learn from it, and to use it as the foundation for your success. The choice is yours. So think about the obstacles you've faced, the losses, the heartaches, the times when you didn't think you could go on. But look at you now. You're still here. You made it through. And you can use what you've learned, what you've gained from those tough times to become something greater. Don't let your past define you in a way that holds you back. Let it propel you forward. Let it drive you to achieve the greatness that you know is within you. When you find yourself facing adversity again, don't shy away from it. Don't try to run from the pain or pretend it doesn't exist. Instead, face it head on, knowing that what you're going through right now is only temporary. And when you get through it, you'll come out stronger, wiser, and more determined than ever before. What broke you yesterday doesn't have to be what keeps you down today. In fact, it can be the very thing that drives you to success. The pain of yesterday can fuel the power of today, so use it. Let the struggles, the losses, and the setbacks be the wind beneath your wings as you soar toward the success you were always meant to achieve. You are stronger than you know, and your story isn't finished yet. What once broke you can be the very thing that makes you unstoppable. Keep going, keep growing, and never forget that your greatest strength comes from overcoming the challenges that once seemed impossible. Number 10, one small step forward is more powerful than 1,000 regrets. Every journey starts with a single step. It's one small movement forward, and yet it holds more power than 1,000 regrets. So often we find ourselves paralyzed by the weight of missed opportunities, by the thoughts of what we could have done or should have done. We let the regrets pile up, one after the other, each one a reminder of a chance we let slip away. But what if I told you that the power to change your future is not found in those regrets, but in that one small step you're still capable of taking right now? Regret can be a heavy burden to carry, and it has a way of creeping into our minds when we least expect it. It whispers, telling us that we missed out on something important, that we should have taken that chance, that we should have been braver, smarter, faster. And with every whisper, we sink deeper into the past, fixating on the what-ifs. But the truth is, regret only exists because we're looking backward. We're allowing our energy and our focus to be consumed by something that can never be changed. What's done is done, and what's gone is gone. The past is gone, but your future, that's still in your hands. You see, it's not the regrets that will define your life. It's the choices you make now, the small steps you take today, that will shape the person you become tomorrow. When you make the choice to stop focusing on what could have been and start focusing on what can still be, that's when the magic happens. That one step you take today is the beginning of everything. It's not about making giant leaps. It's about making consistent, purposeful progress. Every small step you take compound. It builds momentum, and before you know it, you've created something new, something better, something more aligned with the future you've always wanted. It's easy to look back and think about everything you've missed out on, the missed opportunities, the mistakes, the paths you didn't take. You might even be thinking, if only I had done things differently. But here's the thing, dwelling on those missed opportunities won't bring them back. What brings you closer to where you want to be is not looking backward, but deciding right now in this very moment to make the decision to move forward, no matter how small that step might seem. Every day is a chance to make a new decision. It's not about being perfect, it's about making progress. It's about taking that first step toward the future you want. And yes, it might seem small, it might feel insignificant, but that small step is more powerful than 1,000 regrets because it's the only thing that can change your reality. Regret keeps you stuck in the past, replaying what you didn't do, while action, even the tiniest bit of action, is what propels you forward into the future. Think about it. If you've ever sat around and thought about the things you didn't do, those things you could have done, those chances you missed, you probably spent a lot of time feeling paralyzed by fear. The fear of failure, the fear of making the wrong choice, the fear of stepping out of your comfort zone. But all that fear really does is hold you back from taking that first step forward. It convinces you that it's safer to stay where you are, to stick with the familiar, even if it's not where you want to be. And that's where the regret begins. It starts with the fear of moving forward and the belief that it's too late to change anything. But I'm here to tell you, it's never too late. The truth is, the longer you wait to take that first step, the bigger the weight of regret becomes. It's like a snowball effect. The longer you stay stagnant, the heavier that regret gets. But the moment you take action, no matter how small it seems, you begin to break free from that weight. The power isn't in looking back and wishing you had done things differently. The power is in choosing to act now, to make progress in this moment, to create the future you want. Every step you take today brings you closer to that future, and every step you take builds upon the last. If you're feeling stuck, if you're overwhelmed by everything you haven't done yet, remember that you don't need to make some huge leap. You don't need to change everything at once. You just need to take one step. One step in the direction you want to go. That one small step will start to create momentum. It will give you the confidence to take the next step and then the next. And before you know it, you'll have created the life you once only dreamed of. Sometimes we get so focused on what's wrong that we forget to acknowledge the power of what we can do right now. You have the ability to change your story. It might feel impossible sometimes, but the smallest action is always more powerful than doing nothing at all. Every single day, you're given a new opportunity. You don't have to let the past hold you hostage. The only thing standing between you and the future you want is the choice to take that first step. So take it. When you decide to move forward, even when it feels uncomfortable, even when the path seems unclear, you're telling yourself that you're worth it. You're telling yourself that you deserve a better tomorrow, and you're willing to take action today to make that happen. That's the kind of mindset that transforms your life. That's the mindset of someone who is no longer defined by their past, no longer weighed down by regrets, but someone who is determined to shape their future with purpose and action. Think about all the things you've wanted to achieve, all the dreams you've had. Now think about how many of those dreams have been put on hold because of fear, because of regret, because of thinking you missed your chance. The truth is, every single one of those dreams is still within your reach, but only if you choose to take that first step. Not tomorrow, not next week, but right now. If you could look into your future, if you could see the person you're meant to become, you'd realize that the only thing standing between you and that future is the decision to start. And the beauty of it is, you don't have to make some grand gesture. You don't have to have everything figured out. All you need is to start. And trust that the next step will appear once you take the first one. One small step forward is more powerful than 1,000 regrets, because it's that one step that begins the journey. So stop waiting, stop looking back, start now, and let that one small step propel you to the future you deserve. Your future is created by the steps you take today. Let go of the weight of regrets, and let every step forward be a reminder that you are not defined by your past, but by the actions you take today. The only thing standing in the way of your dreams is the choice to move forward. And that choice is in your hands right now. Take it. So, there you have it. Life is going to throw challenges your way, and sometimes it will feel like you're stuck in a hole, but remember, you don't have to stay there. You have the power to rise above every setback, every failure, and turn them into stepping stones toward your success. The key is to keep going, no matter what. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to have everything figured out. You just need to keep taking one step at a time. And soon enough, you'll find yourself further along than you ever imagined. The journey won't be easy, but it will be worth it. Your greatest comebacks are ahead of you, and it all starts with the decision to keep going, even when it's tough. So the next time life knocks you down, remember this. You've got everything inside you to get back up and move forward. Keep believing in yourself, take action, and stay committed. Success is waiting on the other side of persistence. Don't stop now. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay strong, stay focused, and always keep moving forward. Your greatest comebacks are ahead of you, and it all starts with the decision to keep going even when it's tough. So the next time life knocks you down, remember this. You've got everything inside you to get back up and move forward. Keep believing in yourself, take action, and stay committed. Success is waiting on the other side of persistence. Don't stop now. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay strong, stay focused, and always keep moving forward.